Innovating Education Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.
In education, there is still a big debate around the pros and cons of long break. Today, we take a look at some of the more creative ways to spend the holidays and delve into the question, is summer learning loss a real dilemma? Imagine if your summer included feeding and bathing an elephant. We meet the student volunteers in Thailand who are doing just that. But what can be learned from these gentle giants?
From medical school in Scotland to an elephant nature park in Thailand. After his first year of studies, Hamish travelled to Asia in search of a meaningful summer break. At the elephant park, he joined volunteers from around the world. Even on his first day, Hamish learned a lot.
So elephant riding, for example, I've learned is, whilst it is a good form of tourism and industry, it does terrible things do have to happen to the elephant. And I've also learned quite a lot about what has to go into feeding an elephant. They can eat up to 400 kilograms or something of food a day. So today I was preparing food for the elephants, I was feeding them, and then I had to go and cut down banana trees, also for feeding them and for fertilizing. So been quite a busy day, there's a lot of work, it's a hot sun. So
the Elephant Park offers a range of programmes for volunteers. Today, 60 new arrivals are being divided into 4 groups. They'll take turns in chores like bathing the elephants, sweeping up their dung, making their food and cleaning the park. Although it's a holiday destination, Liz from the UK and Jessie from Canada aren't tempted to hit the beach.
It's not as difficult as you think it would be. You come here knowing that you have to work. Of course, it's a little like, I'm in Thailand, like I have to work. But you know at the end of the day, you're helping the elephants and you're helping them. And it's really rewarding, in all honesty. That's the only word I can think of. To be able to see them living freely and knowing that you're helping to do that, it's really cool.
Yeah, I decided to come for 2 weeks and I'm staying for a third. So it's really exciting, and I just feel that the weekly volunteer program is a really good way to learn more about elephants around here and elephants that have gone through a lot of hardship in their life.
The Elephant Nature Park was founded by Lek, whose work has gained international recognition. She believes the volunteer program is one way to educate the world about the plight of elephants, especially those that have been abused in tourism and the logging industry.
So many people around the world, they didn't know about what is behind the elephant show and circus, and what is the life behind the scene of the animal entertainment. So this area that is, we set up our project. First at all, that is, we want to rescue the animal that come from abuse and overwork. And when they come here, we need someone to come and learn and understand and respond about their life.
There are roughly 4,000 elephants in Thailand, 3,000 of which are believed to be in captivity. Lek hopes to convince more elephant camps to adopt her methods.
Is it possible to lose what we have learned at school during the holidays? Are some subjects affected more than others, and what can be done to stop it? We speak to neurobiologist Martin Korte to find out.
When we think of summer, we think of fun in the sun, time off doing nothing that we believe will prepare us for the next school year. Wrong, say neurobiologists like Martin Korte. Summers off are one of the main reasons for underachievement in education.
As a matter of fact, you can lose knowledge you have already acquired if you do not actively use that knowledge. It's a process you might be familiar with. Take foreign languages, French for example. You go to Paris and ask yourself, why did I actually learn that for 6 years in school? There is simply nothing left.
Our brain takes 2 steps back when we do not exercise it during the summer holidays. But isn't there a genuine need for mental relaxation as well?
It's rather important during the holidays that there are times when they do not have to bother about school. Summer holidays have not been invented to please neurologists. They've been invented to give kids a chance to have other learning opportunities outside of school.
It's not just about finding the right balance between doing nothing and occasional study. It's also important to understand that kids create positive moments during their summer off. They should be doing more than just playing games on their phone.
The brain remembers in the following way. The faster a day goes by because it was spent traveling or with friends or because we've experienced something remarkable, the longer it will remain in our memory. A day during the holidays where we didn't do very much is like a void in the brain, almost like a lost day.
So, are there any subjects where our knowledge is particularly at risk during a summer off?
Es sind insbesondere die Fremdsprachen, die darunter leiden, wenn sie gar nicht.
It's especially foreign languages that suffer if they're not being used. In general, it's those subjects relying on a big factual knowledge, history or geography, for example, although one could say those can be reacquired quickly, which is not the same for languages. Catching up on those can take much longer.
Wenn ein Teil der Fakten verloren gehen, weil sie relativ schnell wiedererlernt werden können. Bei der Sprache kann es eben länger dauern.
Experts like Martin Korte strongly recommend summer camps or other organised activities. The effects are highly beneficial, as Korte knows from his own experience, having run various activities during summer himself in the past.
I can assure you that at the end of such activities, I sometimes had kids crying because they did not want to go home. They weren't crying because it had been terrible at the camp, but because they felt they had just spent 17 days in paradise. They had many valuable experiences among a community of like-minded kids, and this meant a lot to them personally.
How about spending your holiday organizing a rocket launch? This is a real summer camp at Norway's Andøya Space Center, where students are spending their break learning from some of Europe's top scientists.
These young people may be on the launch pad of a stellar career in the space industry. Supervised by some of Europe's top rocket scientists, Alejandra and the other 22 students from 8 different countries simulate every aspect of a rocket campaign, including the launch itself. It all happens during 1 week of intensive teamwork at the Space Summer Camp on a little island just north of the Arctic Circle.
I like all the things related with the space, but especially the physics related with the space.
I'm interested in natural science and physics, and I'm also interested in astrophysics and mathematics. And I like playing cricket.
I find the whole idea and the whole concept of being able to go hundreds of kilometers into space above the atmosphere and even further, I find that amazing.
On the small island of Andøya is the campus of the world's northernmost permanent rocket launch facility. The European Space Camp takes full advantage of all the expertise Norwegian and European space research and technology has to offer. And thanks to its Arctic location, the station is also a key centre for research on the Northern Lights. A volunteer team of former ESC participants, all presently students in science and technology, is in charge of planning and organising the camp.
We know that the camp has been successful when participants tell us that they've had the best week of their lives. And hopefully some of them have been inspired to pursue a career within science and technology.
To ensure the most inspiring mix of science and fun, Team Space Camp also organises various social activities. The most spectacular event, though, is intended to be the rocket launch. Working in groups, the students cover the whole launch process, sharing information and experience.
Personnel on the stations get ready for communication check.
They replicate all the roles and tasks of a real rocket launch, supervised by experts from the industry. Finally, the big moment arrives.
Just go inside and come out. You can't see it very clearly now, but it'll launch from around there and it'll go boom, like that.
Sure.
3, 2, 1.
Delay.
But due to a technical problem, it's more of a damp squib than a trailblazer.
Okay. Space is hard, but we get there.
Well, when do we get there?
Not exactly rocket science, but a valuable and rewarding experience nonetheless.
What are your experiences of the school holidays? Did you ever take part in an unusual summer camp? Tell us about it on social media. Goodbye.
Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.